Hey, Pittsburgh, what's good in your hood? I'm Kiki Brown, your host, and I'm here with a good friend of mine. You may have seen him in the streets because that's what he does. He's always in the streets doing big things for the community. Shouts to my dog in the background, Bo. But anyway, Johnnie Gethers joins me today representing Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. Just celebrated a anniversary. They were founded in 1963. And Johnnie is the Director of Community Service for the Atlantic Coast region, also the Community Service Chair for his chapter, Beta Omicron Omega, right here in the city of Pittsburgh. Johnnie, it's so good to see you. You look so nice. I see you in your Iota gear.
Thank you. Yeah, I had to represent.
You always represent, and I'm so glad that you're on today. Several initiatives that you all are known for. I mean, even with your local chapter, you have much more than a hashtag. You work with St. Jude and the Red Cross. You also have an I-Shied initiative. Tell me about the I-Shied initiative. What is that about?
Okay, so the I-Shied initiative is one of our national initiatives within the fraternity nationwide. So I-Shied is an initiative that was created by one of our brothers who was our former international Grand Polaris. So I-Shied mainly talks about the awareness of sexual assault, human trafficking, elder abuse, sexual abuse, and just giving individuals the education and the tools to be able to know how to, deal with those things, because those things are a tough, a tough subject, a tough topic to really talk about, but just trying to give people, safety in terms of that.
And how do you guys do that? Because you're a fraternity, and when you think of sexual assault or when you think of sex trafficking, primarily we think about females. So being that you all are a fraternity, how do you engage the community and how do you resources to the young people of the community?
So mainly what chapters do with I-Shield is that they collaborate with different organizations that could hit particular populations. So for example, I know right now, recently with I-Shield, that chapter's been collaborating with college campuses. So getting in contact with, student organizations to just reach out to the campus community, because that's where most of sexual assault mostly happens with our younger adults. That happens on college campuses.
Wow. Okay. You also have the Iota Youth Alliance initiative, helping younger community members through mentoring and guidance. How successful is that? And tell me more about it.
Okay, so with the Iota Youth Alliance, that's another national initiative that the fraternity has. And with that, Iota Youth Alliance is basically getting in gear with younger males, more into a mentorship aspect and also a rites of passage. So we get individuals at a young age from starting at 6 or 7 years old, and then just, give them guidance to get through, elementary, middle school, and high school, and even college. And even when the individuals that are in the Iota Youth Alliance, when they transition into college, they still have a connection within the organization. And some of our individuals that actually went through the Iota Youth Alliance are actually Iotas as well.
Okay. That's cool. Now, with the pandemic, I know it's been a struggle, especially in the community service realm. Me being a member of a sorority, I mean, we've had to do virtual chapter meetings, and some of our initiatives had to be cut short or some even canceled, some of our programs, signature programs. How have you all adjusted to the pandemic?
I said with the pandemic, I'll say, to be honest, it was a shock. It just hit us out of nowhere because, as you know, in Pittsburgh, we're known for doing community service. So I know in the beginning of the year, we did a collaboration with the Connect Center in East Pittsburgh, and we started doing teen nights. So the first 2 months we did teen night, and we had to stop that because of the pandemic. And then we turned it around and flipped it, and actually was able to do a teen night event in August where we had to socially distance. With other events that we have had, we actually had to become creative and do Zoom events, Facebook Lives, And and using like our social media platforms to still educate the community on the importance of service. I know with myself, as me being the national coordinator and one of the co-founders of Much More Than Hashtag, chapter's been collaborating with Civic and Monroe Sorority Incorporated to still push out and educate the community about, voter registration, citizen review board, jury selection, home ownership, and property taxes. And this pandemic taught us how to, be more creative and step out of our comfort zone. And I give the brothers kudos because I saw certain events that I never knew that could happen based on, just a simple Zoom call or a simple Facebook Live event. But it showed the impact of how people still get the resources and still get the tools that they need and how they could get it any way possible. If it has to be through a Zoom call, if it has to be through a Facebook Live, if it has to be through an Instagram Live or a simple just social media post, people will still receive it because it hits them.
And finally, I know you all just wrapped up your community cleanup initiative. You were in Oakland. If you drove around, what was it, North Aiken? I can't remember the streets, but you saw the brothers out with brooms and sweeping up and cleaning up the trash. So tell us about that, the Clean Up the Community initiative.
So Beautify Burg is an initiative that is so Beautify Burg is an initiative within the city of Pittsburgh. The thing is, I found this out like 5 years ago. I was trying to figure out how can the chapter adopt the street. And I wanted to do something different outside of like adopt a highway that most organizations normally do anyway. And I just did research and I found out about Beautify Burg. So when I found out about Beautify Burg, that's when I did like the application for it. And they say, yep, you got approved for it. Which street that you want to adopt? And automatically we wanted to adopt, the street of Oakland. So we adopted Bigelow Boulevard, the whole Bigelow Boulevard between Forbes Avenue and O'Hara Street. So that whole street is ours. And four times a year, we're dedicated to, clean up that street. And within cleaning up that street, we have a street sign. So whenever somebody drives on Bigelow Boulevard, they'll see Beautify Burg, Notified Theta Fraternity Incorporated, and that let people know that that's our street. And within that particular initiative, to be honest, I think we're the first Black Greek organization that has a street under that particular initiative.
Congratulations.
And we're the organization that's been consistent with it too. Because the last time I talked with the city about it, they said that certain organization kind of fell off with it because I know they were supposed to do particular changes with it. But with me having close connection with the city and how we said we still want to keep this going because we still got used to doing it so much, regardless of the changes or regardless of who's in charge of it, we still going to do it regardless. And we still, live up to it and still keep it going. And I know this past Saturday was the last cleanup that we did to close out 2020. So our next cleanups won't be until next year.
Okay. Well, someone's watching this and they're like, oh, I want to be a part of this organization. Now, unlike most organizations, you can't just say, I want to be a part of it. This is a fraternity. And so there is a process. And so without giving too much information away, because I know it's an organization, what about just offering a website, email address if someone wanted some more information, maybe book the Iotas to come out and talk to an organization, if not in person, but virtually. Can you give us all those details?
Yeah. So people can contact us on Facebook and on Instagram. So on Facebook, all you have to do is type in Beta Omicron Omega Chapter of Iota Theta Fraternity Incorporated. On Instagram, you can follow us at PGH Iotas. And then if they need email, they can email us at Beta Omicron Omega at iotaphtheta.org. And whenever someone contacts us through social media platforms or through emails, we do respond quickly. I know recently a female reached out to us on the north side, and she had asked us about what things that we do, and we told her the different activities and service initiatives that we do locally and what we do on a national level. And she said that she wants to book us for like different events that she wants to do in her neighborhood next year. So we're looking forward to that based on just reaching out to us.
Through social media. It's a big impact. Johnnie, thank you so much. I appreciate you. You know that. You know, I always have a spot in my heart. Thank you so much. And to my Greek brothers of Iota Phi Theta, Fraternity Incorporated, of course, Beta Omicron. I thank you guys so much for all that you do in our city. God bless you. And that's what's good in your hood.